Well, KO, you got what you wanted. I don't know why you'd want to see all these ugly mugs, but this is what you wanted instead of the black box.
This is outstanding. This is like brings such joy to my heart. I get to see everybody in your natural habitat. I mean, this is just making me very, very, very excited, and I can guarantee that nobody's in bed right now, so that's a good thing too.
Well, we'll have to check on Schneidman and see where he is exactly. Speaking of things that bring you joy, when you we're coming to the last regular season game, obviously. So when you look at the journey that your stud inside linebacker has had from not being on a roster and signing with you guys in June to where he is today, you've been around this league a long time. What do you make of what he's accomplished and what he's done for you guys as a defense?
Well, Devondre's done a lot for us as a defense, obviously. Just being the player that he is, being the person that he is, brings a lot to the table. And he's the type of guy that you just are really happy for because he works at it. He likes to do it. It's something that he gets to do that he doesn't have to do. He's a real professional and just a really good dude. So, it's just great to be around it and great to have him, as part of what we do and a big part, obviously.
Wes?
Man, what a difference a year makes, huh, Kirk? I remember last year it was like we were talking to you in a box.
Oh, I know.
Just voices in the sky. Hey, kind of branching off of that, with Chris, obviously last year he played as much as he did and kind of being in that complimentary role this year. How have you seen him grow into that, and what kind of 1-2 do you feel you have there now as you guys sort of turn your attention now in these next couple of weeks to the playoffs?
Sure. Chris has always just been about when there's an opportunity to make a play, he wants to go make a play. He's going to prepare the best way that he can, and he's a smart, tough, instinctive guy that tries to do everything in his power to be able to make the plays that we ask him to and to help other people be in position to make plays too. So, his growing into things and all that, I think he's grown into being a pro even more so than last year. He was obviously a very mature guy. I've referenced that several times during these interviews. He's a really mature guy. But, I think he's grown in even more to see, there were new experiences this year. He didn't play in front of fans until this year in the NFL. Obviously, he did at UCLA, but, just some of those things, he's grown into a lot of it. I'll tell a funny story at some point. I'm not sure when, but I'll tell a story about him at some point. Not today, though.
We're going to hold you to that.
All right.
Rob Domofsky?
Hey, Kirk, I know we've asked you 6 ways to Sunday about Devondre Campbell, but where would this defense be if you guys didn't have him?
I'm glad we don't have to think about that. We would still we'd find a way. We have good players in that room, and obviously he adds to that room and is a very good player for us and as a defense, as a team, just being around him for me personally, I've learned things from him because he's just a guy that if you listen, you can learn stuff from. So I think of all the things that he does is he is a guy that likes football and is just a real dude, if that makes sense.
Mark Daniels?
Hey, Kirk, good to see you. But you've been here for a couple of years, and you were trying guys there and trying different combinations there. I would think the biggest thing Dre gave you was stabilization, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's been nice, knock on wood, to be stable at that position, and that always is something that you're looking for. Is he's the voice that guys hear, in front of them, behind them, whatever. He is that voice, and along with Chris does a lot of that stuff too. But Dre is the guy every down that you hear, and obviously the safeties do a great job at doing that. But it is nice having that stability there.
Jason Wilde?
After Rob's question, I guess this is the 7th or 8th way to Sunday to ask you about Campbell. But, and I know these are tough questions to ask because you guys go day by day and you're stacking every day. But was there a time, whether it was in training camp or early in the season, where you kind of got an idea, okay, this is what we've got in this guy? Like he had a lot of tape from his other stops, but was there a point where you said, okay, we've got something where we've got a guy that can play and he also really fits what we do? Was there a moment or a time where that kind of clicked for you as you watched him?
I don't know. The aha moments are really hard, kind of like you referenced. It's one getting better at one thing at a time. I will say that he gets better at things quickly, and you guys have heard me say it. He doesn't make the same mistakes over, and he recognizes things on his own that he needs to improve on, and then I can recognize. So we're kind of getting better at it at double the rate in that respect, and that's what you get with a veteran is that, oh man, I screwed that up without me having to point those things out. So that's part of the growth process, maybe, if that kind of answers your question a little bit.